Hello and welcome to the Erin Cruz Show. We are live today with Burton Brink for Assembly. He's running for California State Assembly, District 49. He's in the belly of the beast. I know I say that every time. We've had him on several times now. We want an update. Welcome to the show, Burton.
Hey, Erin, how are you? It's good to see you. Good to see everybody. Hello, thank you so much. We are doing well.
Good, good. I mean, I've seen you. You're out there pushing the gas tax.
Yep,
Not pushing the gas tax, but pushing the repeal of the gas tax. Yes
exactly.
on six, and out with constituents. How's it going? Give
A-
us an update.
Absolutely. So I've done two Yes on Six bus tours with Carl DeMille, and
Fabulous.
I also had another Yes on Six event that happened at in the city of Arcadia that we had also hosted to discuss taxes, crime, and the Yes on Six. So we've been hitting it from all ends. We've been in all over the community. We've been at the Home Depots. We've been at the Costco's. We've been walking precincts. We've been making phone calls. We've been on doing radio shows. We've been doing your show. We're trying to make sure that everybody really sees everything that's happening in the area and are being informed, because obviously the mainstream media is not informing anybody of the real truth.
Right, right. And I think you bring up a good point there. I mean, have you had a debate with the incumbent?
Well, he has been invited to two debates, and both debates he declined to show up. One he didn't even answer, and the other one he said he had a scheduling conflict about a day and a half before the event. So I actually showed up to both of them, and the one that he said he had a scheduling conflict, I did the debate all by myself, or should I say the forum all by myself, just answering questions from the audience.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're on two video streams here. One of them, I'm not sure that they can hear you. They can hear me. It's a backup, and we're going to have a recording. We have had so much of an uphill in terms of getting the message out to the public,
Uh-huh.
getting the information out to the public, and the public being able to get the information that they need for their candidates up and down the state of California.
Absolutely.
The mainstream media is not covering candidates like you, grassroots individuals. Doesn't matter what their party affiliation is.
Correct.
They're only talking about the incumbents and the problems, or what's going on in Sacramento or in DC, and complaining. We need solutions, and I'm so glad that you're out on the ground, letting the public know what those solutions are. You brought up crime, talking about crime, and I know that's your specialty. For those people who aren't familiar with who you are or your background, can you share with them right now what your background is, and what your solutions are for the current
Sure.
crime-ridden state we're in?
Yeah, so I'm a retired sergeant with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. I've actually been involved in law enforcement since I was 14 years old. As a police explorer in Arcadia, I was a reserve police officer in Monterey Park, and then went to the Sheriff's Department, retiring. As a matter of fact, a year ago today, I retired from the Sheriff's Department after 29 years as a sergeant. And the problem is we've got the problem with Prop 47, Prop 57, AB 109, that is more concerned with criminals than it is with the people and citizens of the state of California. Crime is going up, even though they're saying it's going down because they're being reclassified. Felonies are now misdemeanors. And so there's no teeth for what's happening with the criminals uh, committing their crimes. So basically, right now, crime is paying. And for what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we rewrite the laws. Of course, it's been voted on by the public, so by the voters. So it will have to be another ballot initiative to make sure that we can get the teeth back in our laws, get our three-strike laws back for our career criminals,
Right,
and let's make everybody in California safe again.
right. And I think you bring up a strong point there. Let's make California safe again. We have an
Yes.
obligation as citizens of this great country to take care of our families and our communities. And you're stepping up. You're a regular guy. You have a servant's heart. We've talked about that previously.
Yeah.
And you want to do the hard work.
Yes,
I couldn't expect
I've been
from you.
involved in public service since I was 14, and you know, when I was retired, or when I retired, I had visions of traveling with my family and my wife, and let's go and enjoy what we've worked so hard to do.
Right.
And because of what's been happening in the state of California, and we have a son that's now just starting law enforcement. He is actually out on patrol now, and so, you know, what is happening with our state is concerning to him, and it's concerning to the rest of my family. I was asked to step up, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it because somebody's got to do it, and I can get it done.
Well, you're brave. You're brave for putting yourself out there. I know I've said that before too, but you know, I've even heard individuals who are running for office say, well, there's nothing you can do about the past bills that are there, and there's nothing that we can do to get things back on track, especially in LA. But this is going to have to take a very focused effort
Yeah,
to do and accomplish what needs to be done, and that is restore law and order. You
absolutely.
know, and why wouldn't you want to take that next step, make that effort, and really push hard for reform? I think it's more restoration that it is reform,
Yeah.
you know, quite honestly. But it's hard for me to hear individuals who are running for office or even incumbents who are maybe getting flack now just kind of throw up their hands. I I think we
Yeah.
have to do more.
Yeah, well, you know, part of the problem is you have an attorney general that's lying to the people, saying false statements on ballot initiatives and calling them what they are not, like the Prop 47 and 57. You had the Rehabilitation and Safe Community Act and all those stupid things, and it was nothing more than, hey, we're going to make felonies into misdemeanors, and all those misdemeanor crimes, you're not going to get any time in jail, so have a good time. People didn't know that, and when I explain it to them, that, you know, well, what can we do about crime? And I asked them about Props 47 and 57, you know, the Rehabilitation Act, and what did you vote for? And they said, well, we voted yes, we want safe communities. And I said, well, that was the problem because you didn't read into the ballot or into the initiative to see really what the truth was with the initiative. And once they find out that they were lied to by the politicians, they get very upset. So I think it's just part of that education. People try to educate themselves on what's happening with these initiatives, and things are coming out. Yes on 6 being a prime example. That's, if you vote yes on 6, you're going to get rid of the infrastructure and safety of our roads, and public safety can't come and rescue you. It's a bunch of crap,
It's fear
and that's the
mongering.
problem.
The
It's fear mongering,
politicians, the media, all of them are fear mongering, and we've seen
and
that
they
for
tell me I'm
decades.
fear mongering. I know, right?
Right, right. We want to see who has financial, you know, benefit from what's going on. You follow the money. You know, it's you're a crime
Absolutely.
fighter, and you know, I mean, you follow the money, you follow the information, you follow it all, and it'll lead right to those career politicians. If somebody's
Yep.
benefiting, we have to get back to real people serving in real offices for the
You know,
people.
and that's exactly what our government was supposed to be. Our government was supposed to be run by the people.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a job. I know what it's like living paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
The politicians, career politicians, have no idea what it is. I've been telling people,
The big
you know,
wig
isn't it time?
attorney who works at a firm, who's head of the firm, who then does this or then does that,
Right.
and it's,
I
you
tell
know,
people, I go, isn't it time to have a community leader, community member representing the community? I've lived in this community since 1967. I went to school here. I grew up here. I've worked here.
this is your family home, right?
This is my family home I live in. This is where we're at. We aren't going anywhere. I'm the person who will be representing our community. It doesn't matter if you're white, doesn't matter if you're black, doesn't matter
Right.
if you're Asian, doesn't matter any of that. You are part of the community. You're a citizen of California. In this district, I'm representing you. My opponent is not from the United States. He immigrated to this country. Great. I have no problem with
Well, you
that.
know what? That
But
even proves more, even more so, you know, when I see this, because my family were immigrants, you know, during the war, they came here, fled the Holocaust. Then long ago in early 1820s, my family came here. Look, here's the deal. He's an immigrant. He should know better. He should know and recognize the opportunity. What a great thing we have here as a country, and move to make it better and stronger and more vibrant. And yet he's corrupting it.
Right. And he is one of those career politicians. He was actually told he was going to be running for this district. He replaced Judy Chu, and Judy Chu said, "You will be running to replace me." And so that's what he did. He rented an apartment during the election, and once he got elected, he moved here into the city of Arcadia after the election. I've been here. I've been part of the community. I am part of the community, and I've even been told, by some people in the Chinese community, because Arcadia in this district is about a 60% Chinese community. They go, "Well, you're Caucasian, you're an American, you don't have any idea what it's like for a Chinese." My son is half Chinese. I am. I know what it is like for the Chinese community. My ex-father-in-law is Chinese, so we're still very good friends. We talk all the time. People forget that just because I'm white doesn't mean I don't understand the culture and the community. I've been here. I've lived here. I've worked here. I've been part of it. I've seen the Chinese population grow.
All of your life. And I think we have to get away from that whole identity politics, identity hyphenated American. It was hard for my families when they came here. I mean,
right.
Let's be straight about it. Let's be frank about it. Especially when you immigrate with nothing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And even language, and especially language barriers on top of that. I think that we have to recognize that we should all be, as Americans,
right,
striving
absolutely,
to be better, striving to have stronger families and communities, and harness our strengths instead of attacking one another, or maybe saying you can't relate, because you know what, maybe you can't relate, but share with me. Let's have a conversation about that.
Right.
Why does there have to be that breakdown? And I think that I'm so glad, actually, that you bring these issues up, because it needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about. Those individuals who are Chinese in that community, all of the individuals who reside in that community, I believe will have a strong person representing them, which would be Burton Brink for California State Assembly, who will listen, who will be that voice in Sacramento. It doesn't matter your age or your gender or anything else, nationality. We're all equal, and you'll be their voice.
Exactly.
And that's what's important. That's what's
important. And it really even doesn't matter what political party I am. I mean, yes, I'm a Republican, but I will be representing everybody. I have Democrat friends. I have independent friends. I have Republican friends. And we talk things out. And, politics is always that dirty subject that comes up in something. But if you have an open dialogue and you discuss it, and you discuss these issues on where everybody stands, you can give the best representation for the community. And that's what I'm all about. As a cop, that's what you take. You take what this person says and what this person says, and you find out what the truth is, so you can actually take care of the problem that is happening. And that's what I want to do. I want to go to Sacramento and actually fix the problems that we have, get rid of these career politicians and these corporate backroom deals that give all these politicians money. And it's like, no, this is not supposed to be your career. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a public servant. And these politicians aren't that. These politicians are doing nothing more than what's in it for me and how much more money can I make, because the hell with everybody else. And I'm the other way around. It's the hell with the politicians. What do I need to do to make it great for my community? And let's make our community better than it already is.
Right. And that too is what's great about you, because you have vision. You have perspective. You've had a long career. You see what's gone wrong, and you've seen where it's been good as well. I mean, and you can help the communities understand what solutions can be made, especially with relation to crime, homelessness, and other very important issues that are here right now in California. Now, we talked about I believe we talked about the yes on six, making sure to repeal the gas tax, uh,
Absolutely.
getting out the vote, encouraging
Absolutely.
families to vote, especially in your area. Um, Now, on immigration, because there's a really big, strong concern by Californians with some of these caravans coming through. You know, you're running for a state position up in
Right.
Sacramento and Burton, and you're not on a federal level. Immigration really is a federal issue.
Yep.
But the states have a responsibility to make sure that their citizens are safe and that everything is going well. I mean, if government does one thing, it should be just ensure we can operate as citizens. but
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
the question is this: with the caravan and the potential issues that could ensue from individuals coming into this country and putting our communities further at risk, and you're in the LA area, not that far from the border, what can you encourage the constituents there about um, how you might respond if or when you're elected to the assembly up in Sacramento? Because my guess is the people who are currently there will want to protect all of these individuals.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We we need to protect our citizens first. We have a problem. We've forgotten our veterans. We've forgotten our citizens, and all of a sudden, we're the world ambassador of bringing everybody in. But when you bring everybody in masses like this, you can't vet them. And if they're not vetted, then you don't know what you're getting. Yeah, you're seeing some children come along. Sorry, these other countries are selling their children for their money and trying to help these criminals get across the thing. They're not all criminals. I'm not saying they all are, but we really need to sit there and, whoa, bring this train down, slow this train down of these migrants that are coming over. I'm all about legal immigration, but we really do need to secure our borders. There's no doubt about it that we have bad people that are mixed in with these people that are trying to also come in. So yeah, this is that problem that's just going to keep going more and more, and it's going to really hurt us. It's going to hurt our citizens. We already have a homeless population we need to take care of. We have veterans we need to take care of. We have children we need to take care of. And the problem
We
is
have
when you
homeless
start
children we should be
e-
taking care of, or at
exactly.
least helping their families get a hand up.
So
And
why are we letting
obligations.
more of these people here? What good are they going to do for us right now? Don't you think we need to take care of our home first before we start, opening our doors to someone else? No. And the other thing is so many people have come to our country the right way to become legal residents and that type of thing. It's a slap in their face because they waited so long. They went through the entire process to become legal residents of the state of California or the United States of America. And all of a sudden, all these caravans are coming in with people, and you're all of a sudden going to give them citizenship, and they didn't have to really work for it. That's a slap in their face, and it's I don't like stuff like that. Let's do this the right way. Let's protect our country. Let's protect our citizens that we're supposed to do as a government. And once we take care of our people, then we can start looking at helping others.
Right. Well, you bring up something interesting. I'm a mother. My kids are grown, but I'm a mother. And my concern is, are these children really children uh, of the people who are bringing them? We don't know. They're undocumented.
Yep,
We
most are
don't know
not.
where they came from. We don't know what their background is. Any of that. And um, I think that it's important that um, people realize the complexity behind what's going on. And on a state level, these individuals, if they look up to a certain age, they'll be put in um, our schools with our children. And
Right.
we don't know the background. And certainly there is a process for individuals who are actually justifiably refugees. And that's a federal issue. But on
Right.
a state level, what's important, I think, to the citizens of California, because I am one and I can't vote for you, but what you do impacts my life up there in Sacramento. So, with that in
Absolutely.
mind, what's important to me and what I've seen a lot of people online say is important is that the people up there in Sacramento are going to take a good, long, hard look at what needs to be done. They're going to protect, the, not legislate for safety necessarily, but do the right thing in terms of the legislation that's there, that's going to be brought through, and make sure that Californians are put first.
Yeah, absolutely. And, back to the children that are coming
Homeless
across the
veterans,
border. Yeah, yeah, about these children that are coming across the border. Some of them are actually being human trafficked for sex slaves and that type of thing. So
we don't know. That's
there's yeah, because the sex trade does use children that are coming from other countries in this type of manner as well. So, it's a big issue, and it's something we need to take care of.
right. And the best thing we can do in terms of that situation is to let the authorities handle it. I've heard a lot of people get very angry, and they're talking about doing different things in the state, or going down to the border. We need to let the authorities handle this. And I'm so glad that you're level-headed. You have a law enforcement background. You really look very logically at the situation, and you see the big picture, because
Yeah.
The citizenry is frustrated. They're frustrated, and they need strong representation. So now we're getting close to the end of our segment.
Okay.
We need to make sure that people can go online, learn more about you, learn more about your campaign, learn about all of your positions, see where you've been, what you've been up to, and contribute.
Yes. Yeah. Well, obviously we've been nonstop. It's we're less than a week from the election, so of course every day is packed full. But anyway, my website is burtonbrink.com.
Yeah.
Just the spelling of my name.com. I'm on Twitter at Brink for Assembly. I'm on Instagram at Burton Brink for Assembly. I'm on Facebook, Brink for Assembly. Any of these
everywhere.
platforms, I'm Brink everywhere. And I'm also on LinkedIn. So,
Yeah.
I try and make sure I hit all the gamuts of social media with the businesses, with our youth, with the Instagram. We've got the Facebook, we've got Twitter. We pretty much have tried to saturate every area of ability for people to see what's going on, and see the issues and hear what we have to say. And I'm an open book. I get people who email me all the time or send me messages either on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever, and they're like, "Wow, is this a staffer?" And I go, "No, you're actually talking to me." And so I think that really is a big difference, that I'm the one that does the social media. I'm the one that answers people for the most part, and you'll know if you're getting in touch with me. But I want to make sure people know that the person that's supposed to represent you in Sacramento, you're supposed to be able to contact and be a part of. When you have Sacramento that's saying that a politician now can go in any area of the state of California, they don't need to live in the district, I think is the worst thing to do, because how are you representing the people?
How do you relate to the people? How do you make sure you're
exactly
accessible to the people?
And that's what's so important to me, because as I keep telling you and have been telling people, I'm part of this community. I have been since 1967. I'm here. I've been here. I'm still here. I'm
Right.
part of the community, which means you will have true representation in Sacramento with me elected as your state assemblyman.
And that is in District number 49. Thank you again for coming on the Erin Cruz
Thank you,
Show,
Erin.
Burton Brink. Everybody, this is Burton Brink right here, right in front of you, right live. We only have a few more days left. Make sure that you get out the vote. If you don't live in this area, you can still contribute to his campaign. Go to his website. You can also, if you know people who live in his district, let them know that he's running. Also get the message out about repeal the gas tax. Yes, I want to repeal the gas tax. That means I vote yes on 6.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, thank you again, Burton Brink. God bless you, and
thank you, and
stay
you.
safe out there.
Awesome. Thanks, Erin. It's always my great pleasure seeing you.
Oh, absolutely. We want to hear from you.
Okay.
What's going on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think I'm going to talk to you next week, too.
I think you are. All right.
All right.
God bless.
Go out and vote, and thank you so much, everybody.